Good morning and welcome to the third round of the Turrall's Fluff Chuckers Brown Trout Masters here at FERNWORTHY on Dartmoor, quite near Chegford. It's a little bit the wrong way around. We're doing the introduction slightly into the day because we had a bit of better weather this morning. We thought it was rough, so we'd do the introduction a little bit later, but the weather's just got worse and worse and worse, and now we're in 45-mile-an-hour winds, and we thought we'd stop and do the introduction. So here we are, stunning location up on Dartmoor. The reservoir was built in 1936 to 1942 to feed the Torbay area. 78 acres, so it's not massive, but it's the most beautiful countryside we're in, and the wildlife, we're constantly seeing otters, deer, you're hearing woodpeckers, there are adders in the grass snakes. You've only just got to think about it in nature, and we've got it beside of us here. It's just, what a wonderful place to fish. Anyway, going on to the fishing. The fishing's been tough so far, but there are fish being caught. I've had 5 myself, and some of the other boys have had single fish. I think a few others have had multiple fish on the other bank, and a little bit later in the day when we get to the prize giving, we'll see how it's turned out. But I'm quite glad to have a cup of tea and a rest for 10 minutes, to be quite honest, because it is really hard work with 40-mile-an-hour plus winds. Right, tactics for this type of fishing is basically lock style. Fishing 1 to 3 flies, casting, walk, cover the areas we've gone through before in previous videos. This is no exception. Floating line, always a floating line, but we'll go for the initial setup. I'm on a 9-foot 5-weight, and in all honesty, you can fish a 7-weight, 6-weight, a 7-weight on a day like today. I'm at a distinct disadvantage on a 5-weight, but it's what I like to fish with. So a 5 to 7-weight, reasonable reel with a decent bit of backing. You rarely get taken to the backing unless it's a rather large trout. But that's what gets you out there, and it's all about covering the ground. You need to cover the ground. It's no good just stood in one place. It's a bit difficult today because there's other anglers on, so you can't roam quite like you would like to, and you've got the wind in such directions. A lot of the lake you can't fish because you just cannot cast into 40-mile-an-hour headwind. But I've managed to walk about half a mile today, waded the whole lot, cast and walk, and that's picked me up fish. Covered areas that avoid a fish. Suddenly you'll find 1 or 2, have a few takes, hopefully land one to the net. So lines for this particular job, the Turrall Peach 444 floating line. This is absolutely spot on for this type of fishing. Good presentation, yet still enough humph and enough head weight to punch a big fly out, cope with the winds. So that would be my recommendation. Tippets and tapered leaders. For this sort of fishing, I would use a 9-foot tapered leader terminating at 10 pounds. And then the tippet material, either nylon or fluorocarbon. I prefer the fluorocarbon. 7 to 9 pounds. I think this is an 8 and that's a 7. And I would fish the tippet on the end of that tapered leader, anything down to 2 foot up to 5 foot in length. So you're not wasting your tapered leader, you're only wasting the tippet when you get knots and you're cutting and retying flies. But will do the setup lovely. Fly choice for this type of fishing on the likes of FERNWORTHY, you've got masses of choices, depending on the weather, whether you've got bright sunshine, whether you're on dries, whether you're on pulling wets. But on a day like today, we're fishing damsels and muddlers, pulling muddlers on top of the surface with the waves. Both of those ideal choice. I mean, I've been actually fishing a humongous today, and we've got some pictures of that. Quite a large fly, single fly, so I'm not getting any problems with knots with the wind. Keeping it quite simple and just fish the single fly, fishing it varied retrieves. but trying to get distance all the time, and that seems to be what's getting the results. My fly of choice for the day has been the Humongous, which is quite a large fly. This one's a home tide, one of my own, but you can buy them through any Turrall stockist. They keep a range of Humongous. I've been fishing them with a gold bead chain head. This one's silver bead chain, but it seems to move a bit of water. It will find a bit of depth, and they have been willing to chase it and take it. So that's been my fly of choice. But my competitors won't know what I've been using until the day's over, will they? Just met up with John. John's seen some other competitors. I think it's been hard going. He's managed to see one fish being caught on the opposite bank. I've had 4, and John just come along. I've just had quite a small one, about 18 centimetres. It's very difficult. I'm on a Humongous, which is quite a big fly. It's attracting the smaller fish, but they're just nipping the tail. I've only fished this short section here, probably a couple hundred yards, and I'm halfway down the second attempt. I've had 2 half decent fish at 33 centimetres, 4 in total, so I'm quite happy. It's going well, but it is an hard graph, and I'm having lots of hits and they're not sticking, so I'm pulling quite quick, and then stopping it dead, and then giving it about 3 seconds and then starting again. They seem to be taking it after the dead stop, but I'm not going to give too much advice to anybody if they're listening today, because obviously it's a competition, but we'll go on to other tactics a little bit later on. And once this rain just drops off slightly, and then we can get out of the wind and rain, probably have a cup of tea and do a little bit more on camera and give you some idea about FERNWORTHY, this gorgeous place. I mean, you wouldn't think so today with the rain, but it is absolutely stunning here, and the wildlife as well. Right, we're almost concluded the day. We've got about 10 minutes left. There's a few anglers still out there, but they're starting to come back with their scorecards. I've stopped a little bit early. I've had 6 fish. I think I'm probably in the running of probably the top 3, but there's definitely one angler there with 3 fish above me. So I've had a good day. I'm quite pleased. It's been difficult. The wind's been 45, 50 miles an hour at times, so it's been cold, wet, wouldn't stop raining. Sun's just shown itself now in the last few minutes, but it's just a bit of a faux dawn really. A big thank you for our sponsors today, Southwest Lakes Trust and Turrall's Finest Flies. Also our partners with Fluff Juckers, Lake Down Brewery and Yeti, and some lovely prizes for the winners. We won't see you now until October, I think it's the 10th, so the second week of October at Roadford, and that'll be the final round. So all for me to say is goodbye. You'll see us in a moment, just do the prize giving once we sorted the scores out, but until then, tight lines. And we'll start with the runner-up, Andrew Watson. Then the biggest fish, Steve Vitalik. Well done. 277 centimetres of fish and 9 fish. Andy Gooding, well done.